Hello everyone and welcome back to my The Young and Restless 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Summer Newman to fight for her man. Jack Abbott gets attacked. Plus, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin makes a shocking discovery. In the forthcoming week, anticipate Summer to get called out by Daniel Romalotti, Jr. When Daniel claims that Summer is jealous of Claire Grace Newman's relationship with Kyle Abbott, she denies it. Still, latterly, Summer has a disclosure. So, it sounds like Summer might fight for Kyle. Summer does sit down at a table with Claire latterly in the week. After that, Kyle gives Claire a test. So, that sounds like Summer put the idea in Kyle's head. Over with Lily Winters, she's upset about Damien but also about Nate Hastings' obsession on making Amy Lewis' wishes come true. It seems to be getting in preoccupation. Lily was also right that Nate truly doesn't know who he's dealing with. So, Lily turns to Victor Newman to get answers. Meanwhile, Damien has a surprise for Nate and Amy. This might be the news that he's sticking around in Genoa City longer than anticipated. That would have Holden Novak putting further pressure on Audra Charles to have one last night together. It's clear there used to be passion between the two, but there's commodity differently. Commodity that makes Audra spooked of Nate chancing out. What the heck did Holden help Audra with back in the day? Latterly, Nate promises to cover Amy. Meanwhile, Victor agrees to use his coffers to help Lily. Over with Michael Baldwin tells a secret to Lauren. Michael might open up to Lauren about Victor's rearmost war. Sally Spectra will worry about Billy Abbott's bond with Phyllis Summers. Phyllis could beget problems between Billy and Sally. Diane Jenkins Abbott will probably unveil her redecorating. Meanwhile, Jack could be too distracted to notice Victor's next hit coming. Kyle and Claire could surely get caught in the crossfire, each having inconstancy to their own family. That could make having a romantic relationship a bit simulated, so stay tuned. Victor Newman will prepare a sneaky power play while Diane Jenkins Abbott makes a vaticination. Daniel Romalotti Jr. will also have some important questions for Summer Newman during their discussion at Society. For starters, Daniel will give Summer a pop quiz about Kyle Abbott and how she really feels about him falling for Claire Newman. Despite Summer's asseveration that she's cool with it, Daniel will smell that the green-eyed monster is coming out. Summer will stand by her claims that she's let go of her marriage, but Daniel will still suspect she's got some issues with Kyle and Claire's new love story. Over with Diane, she'll formally again gush about the forthcoming changes at the Abbott manse now that Jack Abbott has given the green light. Diane will prognosticate Jack's blessing and maybe argue that effects are eventually looking up for them. That said, Jack and Diane shouldn't let their guards down when it comes to Victor and his plans for Jabot. After Diane and Jack check in their room at the athletic club, they may talk about Victor and whatever he might try to pull next. It turns out Victor will be busy putting his rearmost plot in stir. Once Michael Baldwin is summoned to the estate, he'll find out the coming stage of Victor's revengeful plan against Jack. Michael will be given some instructions that he's surely not going to like. As far as Michael's concerned, it'd be better for Victor to just give up on vengeance and live life to the fullest. Michael may give Victor some advice about cherishing Nikki Newman and concentrating on his family, but Victor will contend on fighting back against Jack using Jabot. Since Victor California ain't get past his worst contest, he'll want to take advantage of this chance to strike another blow. With the whole Jordan and Ian Ward mess behind him, Victor will resolve to concentrate on going up against Jack in a big way. Michael wouldn't be suitable to talk Victor out of this, so stick with us for updates on all the shocking news and showdowns ahead. Summer Newman went to pay her grandpa a visit to make sure he was recovering from his projectile crack. She intruded in violent discussion between Claire Newman and Victor Newman, where the mustache was formerly again advising Claire to stay down from Kyle Abbott. Claire ended up leaving the manse so Summer and Victor could have a nice catch-up, and during their one-on-one, Victor nearly encouraged a Kyle reunion to Summer. What gives? Before Summer visited Victor, she and Kyle had a family day with Harrison Abbott. In fact, as Harrison requested that his mama stay for regale, Kyle was forced to break plans with Claire. The two were supposed to get together with Victor, who was dragging his bases about okaying the entire idea. In some ways, Kyle backing out of this was for the stylish. Still, Summer noted during her converse with Kyle that he no way had to jump through loops to get Victor's blessing when they were together. Kyle reminded her that a lot had happened between him and the mustache since the days they were together. With that said, after this, Victor nearly encouraged Summer to spend time with Kyle, when she told him about their supper plans with Harrison. Is Victor's issue with Claire dating Kyle lower about Kyle being an Abbott, or further about the fact that he may believe Summer and Kyle belong together? Could Victor be in favor of a Kyle reunion? Is this why he's so reluctant to give his blessing to Claire? Also again, Victor may be probative of a Kyle reunion to simply keep Claire and Kyle piecemeal. He may know that at the end of the day, Summer and Kyle have a bifurcation reunite cycle and not worry about them sticking as a couple. He may reason that if he encourages Kyle to reunite, also Claire will see the sparks between them and back out Kyle. Still, perhaps little Harrison is a factor for Victor. He may authentically want to see Kyle reunite so that the little family come back together. Could Victor feel as if Claire is standing in the way of this? Why did Victor nearly encourage Summer to be with Kyle yet discourage Claire? Nate Hastings to struggle with Damian King. Diane Jenkins Abbott takes matters into her own hands. Plus, Victor Newman defends his conduct. In hereafter's occasion, anticipate Nate to reel from Damian's allegations and explosive rage. Damian indicted Nate of conning a sick, old woman. Still, Amy Lewis told Damian that she's the one who looked for Nate in the first place. Also, Nate tried to make a ground by calling Damian bro, but that didn't go over veritably well at all. Nate will struggle with Damian and Amy. Nate knows that Damian might not appreciate being deceived, but no way anticipated an explosion like this. While Damian now realizes his mama is sick, he's also going to be reeling from a maternity stunner. Nate will try to smooth effects over between Damian and Nate, but that might be easier said than done. However, also this could have him going back down a dark path, if Damian has a history with medicines as Amy claimed. Kyle had plans with Claire Grace Newman. Still, Harrison Abbott prayed his parents for a family night. After Claire's regale gets cancelled, Kyle and Summer could partake some close moments. Also, with Harrison hoping his parents clinch again, could SKYLE reunite? Over with Diane, she takes matters into her own hands. Diane and Jack Abbott both suppose that Claire is good for Kyle. So, if Diane observes Summer getting too near, she could accidentally intrude before effects go too far. Of course, this could also have to do with Diane's addition plans as well. At the Newman Ranch, Victor will defend his conduct. Nick Newman will advise Victor to stop snooping in people's connections, but Victor always thinks he knows best. Nick is close with his family and might advise Victoria Newman Claire is working so hard to get her forefather's blessing. So, Victoria might advise Claire that her sweats are futile. Diane Jenkins Abbott feels good about herself so much so that she wants to make changes in the Abbott menage. Diane also bristled when her hubby, the namesake of the primogenitor, John Abbott, offered an auspicious comment about their son. Jack Abbott suggested to Claire Newman that her place at the family regale table might come endless. In discrepancy to Diane's rearmost lurch into Abbott family politics, Jack corroborated that he backs his frequently wandering family, Billy Abbott. But is Jack's threat lesser than Diane's? Make no mistake, Diane loves her son Kyle. The immolation she was willing to make when faking her alliance with Victor Newman was bold, selfless, and successful. Her explanation of suffering from internal health issues enabled Kyle and Jack to accept the comeback to Genoa City, Wisconsin. Yes, she abandoned them times agone. But her desire to attune was sincere, and the mending that's taken place is proof that redemption and growth can be. Jack is the head of the Abbott family grounded on his birth time. Still, his marriage to Diane and Dina Murgeron's end make Walter's character a dame within the family. Tracy Abbott holds rank over her. Ashley Abbott also does, indeed, though John is her natural father. Billy made himself a wild card through a combined trouble across the decades. But the eternal loss he endured when losing Delia Abbott deserves enduring respect. Thompson's character is the prototypical misplaced soul who meanders through life with sporadic bursts of clarity. Jack is now fading one of those moments in agreeing to back him financially. The desire to produce Abbott dispatches isn't fancy. Rather, it builds off a generally positive experience with Restless style in Days Gone In and is supported by Billy's good passions at Chancellor Winters. It's right and smart for Jack to give family plutocrat for Billy's incipiency. But Big Family should watch his youngish stock to ensure measured guidance. Jack no way would have prognosticated that he'd be married and happy just a many short times agone. The marvelous Adams portrayed his returned mama in one of the stylish stories seen on this show in numerous times. Dina encouraged her son to not give up on love. He didn't, and neither did Diane. Together, they fulfilled each other's pursued fates. Each half of this presently solid couple needs to maintain their grim commitment to each other. However, Diane's alarm about Claire and her desire to put her stamp on the Abbott manse, erecting off her architectural background, if that happens.